today. This is Rachel, and I've been wanting to do more of these kind of vlog style, casual, cozy videos for a while. I've just realised there's a giant thumbprint right over the camera lens. Do excuse me while I wipe your eyes. How's that? Still there a bit? It's well and truly on there. It's gonna take something to get that off. There's just so much that I want to share with you guys that doesn't feel right on the main channel. So anyway, I thought I'd have a chat with you while I do some folding of the laundry. I have a mountain here. I think I did two loads the other day, and I actually enjoy doing laundry. I really do. It's putting it away that I get stuck on. It just sits piles of clean clothes everywhere. So at least it is clean, but it does need to leave my bed now. So I have this new mug. My other one was too small, not necessarily because I need more liquid, but because it was a small mug. If you wanted a drink from it, you had to fill it right to the top, and then if it wobbled in the car, it'd splush drink everywhere. So I needed one with more head space. Okay, got a basket here as well. I love baskets. I think they're the most useful invention. Great thing to have just all around the house. I have been putting off these kinds of videos because I've been wanting one of those lapel little clip-on microphones, because this is just so impractical. Like if I turn, you're not going to be able to hear me because I have to be speaking to the microphone, and it limits how much I can move as well. And I don't really have a lot of spare time to be recording. Most of my spare time is doing things, sorting things. So I'd like to be able to bring you guys along with me, and that way we can get a bit more content for this channel. There's just so much that I feel like would be worth sharing, but I don't want to include on Dust.n.grace because I try to just make that exclusively a ministry channel, and I don't want the content to get mixed up or confusing. I want it to be very clear, if it's just me waffling on or if it's a Bible study, It's been very cold here the last few days, and it's oh, there's a huge hole in this shirt. Look at that. It's in the sleeve cuff. Oh, well, it is incredibly faded. You can see through it, can't you? That's going over there. Okay. This morning We went for a walk, my daughter and I. She's maybe 3.5. No, not quite. She's well into her 3s and she's fallen in love with walking. And it struck me today while we were walking how valuable that time is, how useful for education it is. I was reflecting, we see people walking their dogs every day. They religiously uphold their dog walking schedule, but it's so rare to look out and see anyone walking their kids, just taking their kids for a walk. And some loud vehicles for you. I apologise, this camera doesn't have a lock, exposure lock on it. But I was thinking about that, how you don't see people, at least around here in Australia, it's not common to see people taking their kids for walks. 3-year-olds are more than capable of going for a walk, and a decent sized one as well. But kids up to the age of 5 are just strapped in their prams and pushed around by their parents. It's let's just lock the baby up down here, and that way I can have my hands free and be on my phone and talk to my friends and whatever while the child is restrained, kind of thing, which is very sad to see. But I was thinking about these things because as we were walking, we were learning good life lessons, like she asked about gates, why are the gates closed on all the houses? Like, why do the houses have gates? Can we open the gates? And just really basic foundational stuff like that, explaining that gates are there to keep strangers out, and your friends can go in, or if someone needs to talk to you, they can go in, and leading to discussions of what is a friend, how do you be friends? And Ruth, she just thinks that she's friends with everyone, even if it's the first time she set eyes on them, she thinks that that constitutes friendship. There's a lot of clunking, banging and crashing happening. We're having a lot of wind at the moment. I'm wondering if the shouldn't have blown open. Our front door sometimes just blows open even if it's locked and bolted. The house just moves and it doesn't stay where it should. But it's such a valuable time because children have such sweet, innocent questions, but they're questions that shape their worldview, And so if you have children, even if they're older, I strongly recommend taking them for a walk. Just to walk around the block, look at the houses, look at the plants, the birds. We had fun looking at the houses, talking about which houses we liked the best. Ooh. And dogs, talking about dogs and why dogs bark sometimes. Was a fun time. I do recommend it. I've also been wanting to do these sorts of videos more, just to share little bits of life like that. It's not a sermon, it's not biblically researched or anything, it's just a bit of a chinwag, something you might find interesting or useful or encouraging. I think there's a bin man coming by. Brace yourselves. But I also want to do these sorts of videos more because it's you know, the pressure's off. There's no stress to have the audio perfect or the lighting perfect or any of that kind of thing, and I do really probably overthink my audio. I will spend hours fiddling with the audio settings trying to get that clear, crisp sound. And I do get quite discouraged because I can't seem to work it out. I know nothing at all about sound mixing. So yeah, I find that a bit overwhelming. But I'm looking forward to making some changes around the channel. I've been tidying up and pottering about in the studio, quote unquote. It's just my study, the one area that is mine. Gonna pause for a moment. Bin man was just going by. But as well as the little lapel mic, I'm also, Lord willing, investing in an adjustable height desk, just a small one that I can move about the room, which is so exciting because for the longest time I've been sitting, you know, less than a metre off the ground because I just can't get a movable. I haven't had that a tall enough desk. I've had to like adjust myself and my setup to the height of whatever desk I could get at the time. So I'm very excited to not be sitting on the floor anymore. Yeah. So that's exciting, and it's a great motivator as well to just rearrange. He's back. He must have made a U-turn and then come back down again. Yeah, I forgot where I was with that, but yeah, I'm just very excited to be able to commit a little bit more, I guess, to not necessarily, I don't count this as behind the scenes content. I count this as just for people who want a little bit extra. Personally, I find this kind of ASMR quite relaxing, and sometimes I like it more than the studio quality stuff. It just feels more real, like you're there with someone instead of in a sterile room with someone acting or anything like that. So again, I feel like there's so much to share, so much to update you on, so much to just have a good chin wag about, but I think I'll spare you too much of it for now. What I did want to do is just briefly talk to you about my Bible study methods, I guess, how I research. So we might, now that I've organised the piles of clean laundry, we might pop over to the study and have a chat there, okay? So you might be able to see we're experiencing a bit of chaos here because this is the studio light. So for the last while we've had the studio facing that way, which is not very practical because this is my desk. So literally the filming equipment is butted like straight up against my desk, and I have to sort of dig myself out a little path if I actually want to sit here or, you know, do anything. But I wanted to just briefly show you. I made a cover for this. It's the CSB Study Bible in rose gold. The cover's rose gold, and I wanted to just really make it last as long as possible, because being along the lines of True Tone, this True Tone one has held up incredibly well. It's a few years old, maybe 3 years old, 2 years old maybe, and it's falling apart at the bottom just from wear and tear, but I am quite impressed with this one. But I didn't want to take any chances on this rose gold finish, but I've been using this for my studies, and the way that I do Bible study, if I have a topic I want to research, so I go to the back of this, and let's say that I want to find out about the Sabbath, or let's say the mind. I'll go into the concordance, I think it's called, in the back of the Bible, and they've got this handy list. You find your word in bold, and then they'll have a list of all the Bible verses with a few words to give you a bit of context. All the verses that have that word in it. But and I've used this method for a while. I don't like going to Google and typing it in. I want to be able to study with books. If there's a phone or a computer, I just feel overwhelmed or distracted. But I was researching, doing a Bible study on the word Sabbath the other day, and I discovered that they don't actually list all the verses. I thought that they did, but they didn't. I found at least 2 verses that they had missed, just by referring to the cross-referencing bits in the Bible. So I thought that was a bit sad, but do you guys know if there's such thing as a comprehensive Bible concordance, like a full, complete concordance for the Bible? I expect it would be quite large, but I'm not sure how they pick what verses to include in the concordance. It's just a little one in the back of your Bible, because they missed out on some really important verses, and they included some others that I was like, well, why did you include that? That doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's how I study topics. I think I am going to do a video for Dust.n.Grace on the Sabbath and observing the Sabbath. I've been trying very hard to make time for a Sabbath rest in my schedule, and it's been wonderful. Let me show you this. Sorry. This is a fun little doohickey my husband made, and it comes apart somehow, but I always forget how. Oh, there we go. I think I've just found it. One piece slides out, and there we go. Voila. It's pretty confusing though, and now I've taken it apart. Don't think, oh, maybe I can get it back together. husband is a woodworker, but I always tease him because he makes things, almost everything, friction fit. So like once it goes in, it will not come out. Like it's that perfectly fit. And you don't always want that. That's just a bit of fun that I keep on my desk. So I'm gonna leave you guys alone now and go carry on with my day. Maybe get something done before my daughter wakes up. I hope you're doing well. I hope that it is pleasant weather wherever you are. It's getting nice and cold here and I like it that way. I like jumper weather because I get to wear my Winnie the Pooh. It's always a good day if you can wear Winnie the Pooh on your clothes.